Everyone has a choice to make, and sometimes it's real life over philanthropy.
You may as well call me AT&T because I am always raising the bar.
Harris my theme, and problems, I solve them.
In a sea full of clownfish, I'm a shark. Don't be on the menu.
You and me are not the same. I don't chase money. I be money.
I put my heart into the music and no time into the BS.
Welcome to the Real Life of Philanthropy Season 2 reunion. I am here with the phenomenal and entertaining cast of Real Life and Philanthropy. How y'all doing today?
What's up?
How are you doing, Jamie? You looking good today?
Well, as New York would say, I look amazing. I feel amazing.
Gotcha. Mama Kwanzaa, how are you doing today?
I feel great.
Okay, you looking good too.
Thank you.
Okay, so I see this season you went with something more slim.
Yes, because the other stuff was too big. Like,
Gotcha.
all of everybody's legs and everything. I want to show everybody feet and heels.
Alright. Child, you looking like the rich auntie. How are you doing today?
Rich.
You feeling good today?
I'm feeling amazing.
Okay, you ready to get some things today?
Cool. If I have to.
Bryson B. Money Jenkins.
Thank
You
you.
ready to read the girls down today?
I'm not trying to read anybody down. I'm just educating. That's the only thing that I'm doing. But I feel great. I feel like I look good. And, you know, my fashions weren't the best the whole season. Everybody knows. But today I feel like elevation.
I give you that. I will definitely give you
Thank you.
that.
I appreciate that. So, my amazing stylist, and I'm just ready to get into it. And I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Devontae, how are you doing today?
I feel like it's big.
Go away.
Is this one got the shades on? What's the shades? What's that going on?
I feel like that big.
Okay. Darian,
What's T?
how you doing?
Lovely.
Okay, I like the outfit. It's a mixture of a lot going on.
I'm a
Yeah.
bitch.
You ready to get some things today?
Sure you.
Okay. Last but not least, Malik, the head bitch in charge. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty
Girl,
good.
where?
You ready to get some things?
I'm seriously. I'm ready. I mean, we just got here, so I'm trying to see if I gotta take off or if I'm gonna have to take off, whichever comes first.
Okay. Well, this cast philanthropy ability was questionable this season, but one thing was for sure that y'all was very, very, very entertaining.
Ass low. Oh! Shay, try to stay up. Try to stay up. There you go. Keep them legs up. Keep them up.
I say the
Y'all keep them legs up. Come on, man.
Bitch low, bitch low.
Reveal.
Walking like a talking like a beast.
Hey, good job. Come on, Roshi. Hey.
Everybody.
Bam. Okay. Bro, you're definitely a
My knees shaking ass on my body. When the liquor hit from the bitch get tipsy. I've been listening.
Jamie, we got a lot of comments about a lot of people want to know what happened to the house in Alpharetta. Like they, the Chateau Charade. So a lot of comments like, what's going on with that?
I still have it.
What's that?
I still have it, but because I would travel a lot for work, and most of my work and stuff is in the city, it makes no sense to drive an hour. And I got a big bitch outside, she take a lot of gas. So I just got another place in the city.
Right.
So,
but you still have it. Okay. Kwanzaa, we also got comments about your shop. A lot of people want to know, did you move or you just opened 2 shops or what?
No, I originally moved because the space that I had, it was too small. So we expanded, and so I can get something bigger.
Okay, so you don't have two shops, you just
I don't.
Okay.
I should explain that.
Malik, we also seen in the first episode you was doing OnlyFans. So talk about that, like, you know, it's kind of like, it's still kind of controversial that you are HIV activist, but you do like risky sex, you know, some people say sex work, but it's not technically sex work. So talk about those
We
type
have
of
some people on this cast that do sex work, but it's not me.
And proud of it.
Fuck
you, bitch. Direct your shots, direct.
Girl, you'll have your time.
Girl, I'm getting down.
Calm down, you'll have your time. Calm down. You will have your time.
Why you screaming?
Calm down, you'll have your time. Because I can do it. I said what I said. Calm down, you'll have your time. Anyway, what I was
about your
saying,
life, not mine.
baby, calm down. You'll have your moment. You'll have your moment with your
You giving it to me.
You'll have your moment with your
giving it to
honey.
me.
Calm down.
So what do you have to say
Yeah,
about
so,
that? And then also too, I want to point out, Bryson also made the comment about, you know, it was kind of uncomfortable for you to watch that you were Sony, and it was kind of uncomfortable watching that. They was kind of like concerned with him being part of the show, where they kind of doing that type of stuff. What do you have to say about that?
I started the OnlyFans through the midst of the pandemic, and honestly, it was my way of, I always interview people on like at different events on red carpets and stuff, so it was my way of trying to, you know, use my skill set in a new way. A lot of times, a lot of times, you know, people look at people that do sex work, people like time.
Thank you for the shout out. My moment that you say I'm going to
in a negative way. You know, they
like
look at these people. They look at these people. You know, they just know the blessed wide open. They don't have a brain. And I wanted to create a platform where, you know, people can actually get to know people who do this type of work. And it's
let me ask
actually,
you this
going
though.
for
Do you
you.
think
Degrade yourself to them if you talk bad about it, so you get some attention. Okay, keep going.
So, do you think that the sex?
Girl,
Do you think like?
why is she talking?
Because I can, and you won't shut me up.
I've shut you up already.
Well, then let's do it again. Bitch, replay. Run that shit back.
You just started.
So let's get because this is important. Because this is like the work you do.
Yeah.
So do you feel like sometimes you know, not saying you get naked, but working with just like those type of
Yeah. So when I thought about doing the idea, it's like, you know, you got to meet people where they at.
Okay.
So if, of course, I'm selling a subscription, people are not going to subscribe just to hear a conversation. Of course, the conversation is like sliding the blade in without people feeling cut.
Okay.
So if I want people to get the education and get the knowledge, then of course I want to meet these people where they at. They used to seeing these people in one way, which is naked, you know. So I met people where they at. You know, I'm the type of person, I've always been, you know, go to the highways, byways, you meet people where they at if you really want to really do the selfless work.
But can I make a comment?
It was kind of weird actually hearing what you had to say, because
about what?
I never knew that you felt that way.
I didn't know either.
When we were like getting to know each other.
Yeah.
I never knew you had.
I didn't know either until I attempted to post it, you know, and then they saw the promo. Yeah, of the ad shot and the back shot and everything, because I was very proud. I was very proud of what we were doing. And then this was when I recently had just got signed to Sony, and they were like, "Hey, this is not. I don't think this is."
So your problem is with me, or your problem with production?
No, it was. It's not. It wasn't with you. It was the content in itself. It was like they didn't mind the drama. They didn't mind anything else. It was just like they didn't want that to necessarily be something that they're going to an album that they were on and they were trying to promote. because they're going to be doing tags and promotions, and then it comes back to me, and then I got this promo on my page. So they were trying to get the footage to edit that. They had no problem with the show. It was just that one person, girl, you was down there, and it's no shit. And I appreciate because it was different content. It was the cooking, the cooking thing, which I understood. But it was, for me, I had to take a position because I've been waiting for this opportunity for my whole entire life, and me trying to grind out here and be able to get some recognition. So it wasn't any shade towards you. It was just I had to take the opportunity.
I understand that. I just thought it was weird because when we were getting to know each other, filming the show, we just never shared those views.
I didn't think I feel like you probably should have shared that with them.
No.
So we're gonna move on. Bryson drank his way into this but one thing is sure, he made it sure to know that he might be a drunk bitch, but he is also an entertaining bitch.
Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you for
even the Sony part.
This compilation is being distributed through Sony Worker.
You're doing wonderful, by the way. Gracias. Because you know I'm a hater. And I will tell you. If I was a hater, I would let you do it the same way. I can't.
You could never come for that.
Girl, back on track. Braxton, stop it.
Girl, don't you do that. You could talk about everything else, but not about this beat. This compared to that, over here.
I know I drank. That ain't no tea. And a lot of people, first of all, there's a lot of people that be on the internet that have seen me that I drink. I be on TTV Live and I be everybody live. If I decide to have a drink, I'm gonna have a drink. So that's no tea.
Fine. So let's not talk about it. Okay, go.
I'm here.
My hand is here.
Okay,
6 feet
you want the man right now. You don't want to talk about it.
Just because I'm new here, that you was going to butt bully me and you was going to try to make a fool out of me. And one thing about Bryson B. Money Jenkins, that will never happen. I might be a drunk bitch, but I'm not a stupid bitch. I'm an entertaining bitch, and that's why you're still here, because you got camera time, because I'm still here.
So Bryce, I want to get to you. I want to ask the OGs, for the OGs, which is Malik, and what was it like to have Bryson partner when y'all first met Bryson? What was y'all first impression when y'all first seen Bryson? Or met him?
To me, it was different.
Okay.
Like, it was a new experience and just a new everything. He just came with, I don't know, basically. He came off as, he really ain't into trans girls or whatever. And it kind of rubbed me, but it didn't rub me because why would I care what other people think?
JB and Malik, what was it like being Bryson and kind of like get to know him, like person?
When I initially met Bryson, I thought he was pretty cool. No, he was serious about like his craft and music, and of course, people saw me dabbling in the studio and stuff. So it was great to get just another artist's opinion. And I thought he was cool.
James, well, he actually bounced you.
Yeah,
Why did you feel like he was a good fit for you?
So I did, but I didn't. No. Wait. So let me, because I can't watch it. But I didn't know. I knew he was going to be good for the group, but I didn't know how it was going to play out. Because I know my friend, and I know my friend off camera, but I don't know how you going to get along with the group. So I was just like, oh, let's just throw his face in
And
there.
the same on,
Yeah, right. And then
You are, baby.
And it's been the same one and all. So it was interesting to see the dynamic that he played with the group and how they received him, or some of them did. So,
Jamie, I also want to go to you though, because you host the first group event, the workout, and you made the comments that you felt like this workout session was so much better than the first season workout session. Why did you feel that way? And what made it so much better?
Because we had a trainer. We had a trainer who knew what he was doing.
Okay.
It helped that he was attractive.
Okay.
And the body was bodying.
Yeah.
And he came in and gave us exercises to do. You know what he was doing. He was on his stuff, and
Did y'all feel
like
honestly,
after that workout, I was like hurting for like 2 more days.
Me too.
So did you
So
everybody
it worked.
know that was there?
I did. When I got down and bent on the knee, because you know I got bow legs, so when I bent down, you know I could do that one bend, but I did enjoy it though. I did enjoy it instead of me sitting.
And I want to ask you, why did you show up to the workout with pants and a long sleeve
jeans?
I told the children and I told the masses that I'm not working out, child. I'm not that and first of all, I don't work out like that. Like I don't want to do that. I don't like to breathe hard unless it's for extracurricular activities.
That was extracurricular.
So that was the only, I don't have basketball shorts and all other kind of stuff. So I was just like, I'm going to be, no, I don't have.
I feel about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, and it also was my first time just meeting everybody, and I knew that I wanted to participate, but I had to be comfortable with what I wanted. And in my mind, I was like, I'm not going to do all these things, the things, but I still got up and I still did something.
And so this is a great segue to go into Eliminate Squeeze, because Darian, at that event, you invited everybody to Eliminate Squeeze. And Darian, we see your confession, you kind of say like, you did feel like Malik, like it was, out of place. Why didn't you say something to Malik at the workout versus getting your confession saying it to him when he invited the whole group, the new people to the Eliminate School? Why didn't you say something right away?
I feel like for me, it was out of place. This is his event, and I didn't want to put negative vibes on his event. So, and me being a new face on the show, I guess, who are you? Tell me anything. This is more outfit.
So why did you feel the need to say it in your confessional though?
I mean, that's how I felt.
Gotcha.
But I just didn't want to say to his face.
To say it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Malik, and I know a lot of people, they didn't get to see the Eliminate School.
That's why I invited everybody here, and I'm all about networking and connecting people. So I love to see you.
So can you tell the people?
Turn around.
Can you tell the people the purpose of Eliminate Squeeze? What's going on?
Come on,
because this conversation, like he said, count drop.
Come on, not the T-cell.
Yeah, I live for it, baby. I live for it.
It's the stunts for me.
I live for it, baby. Please promote, baby.
Now you're gonna take the one pill a day on.
Can you let the girls know what that is? For the
Yes,
girls know?
give your sponsor.
Wow. Please, let the girls who's watching know.
Wow.
Let the girls know.
Okay.
But I think that's a perfect segue into
because I want you to
eliminate flash.
Right. And then I want to also, a lot of people say that you stole it from Reese G. So can you clear that up? Did you steal that concept from Reese G? Or like what was going on there? And also what was the purpose behind it?
So I would say that I wanted to, when we first started, filming the second season, I wanted to get the group together. I knew I wanted to have a group event because I wanted to address everything that transpired in season 1 last year. So a lot of the conversation around HIV, I felt like was kind of out of ignorance. I felt like because they just didn't know. So I gave people last year like just the benefit of the doubt. Like, you're saying some of these comments because it's ignorant, spreading HIV and all of this. I feel like, okay, you're saying this because you don't know. So I want that host the event, the Lemonade Splash, to really showcase how we all take a splash in HIV.
So what do you mean by we all know? Are you saying
whether you're HIV negative, HIV positive, you all have a job to do. So if you're negative, then your job is to stay negative, so you get tested regularly. If you're positive, then you're taking your medicine, like I just did. Like you're doing stuff like that to make sure that you stay undetectable and you're in care. So I wanted to address those issues because I felt like I think it was brushed over last year, and I just wanted to address it and show everybody hey, whether you positive or you're negative now, but you know that could easily change. So that's why I wanted to have the lemonade squeeze. I hate that lemonade splash. I hate that everybody couldn't see it.
But I do feel like the impact was still the impact.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was like that room that day, everybody was just.
Yeah, I feel like it was a genuine event. I feel like I really enjoyed everybody that came. I had the vendors there. Of course, everybody got to see like the lemonade vendors.
And that shirt.
Amongst them.
He had that shirt on.
Amongst them. The conversations that just took place, not just when we were having it as a group, but like individual conversations, I felt like it was impactful. And I mean, you don't have to talk to me. You can talk to these guys. They were,
I think it's important because we didn't show it, so I won't.
So you should get their opinion because
I'm gonna get their opinion. But did you steal it from BCG?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
it was filmed before they
before
we saw it, at least before we saw it, it was filmed.
And tried to go into that. That was the first day that we kind of got.
That's when you met me with the
right. So talk about the event that day. Like, what was it as impactful as Malik said?
No, it was a good event. I can't take that away. Won't take that away. I really had a good time. They got me out of my comfort zone because if anybody knows me knows I don't do new shit. So the fact that I was trying to carry it and everything wasn't me. But I did. I was good. I really think it was a good event. And I think it started a good conversation because whether it was shown or not, it really brought everybody together. That's the event that made me excited to be on the show.
Yeah.
If you want to be capped, really, that whole night made me excited to be here.
And I think if I can just
wait, hold on. I want to get into Devontae because, like you said, everybody that night was kind of like sharing. But Devontae, you were so close off that night. Like you really kind of like, even Bryson, you know, he's HIV negative, but he still gave a part in it. You was very much like, I'm sorry who that girl was. Why was you so close off when you knew what type of event he was coming to?
I said what I said.
What that means? You gotta turn it up again.
I said what I said. I'm sorry for you, girl.
But what does that mean? Okay.
However, things can change, and I am aware of the community that we all live in.
So you do take the question. Do you feel like you should have been more?
This is my first time being around these girls. So why should I be the one to open up so quick? I'm not that type of girl.
Which is understandable. I understand that.
Right. Also, too, Devontae, you also said in your confessional that Roshane told you a lot about the group.
He did.
Right. So what did he tell you about?
He told me that Jamie seems boring. That he has no hair. That Jamie is very bald headed. Why he is so long winded. Girl, the community service thing is so whack. Why is he there? So he told once. So we met up at his house, and we just, the first episode I clicked was Jamie's theme, and it didn't get what it supposed to get.
So, question though, you also came at Bryson that night. Was that why you came at Bryson so hard? So, what did he tell you about Bryson?
Roshane is the drunk that.
Roshane or
no? I can keep it.
Roshane is the drunk.
Bryson is a drunk.
No, right. What you seem like as right now, right?
The second time. Bryson is the drunk. Okay. That was it. That's how he told you about Bryson.
Right. So what did he say again?
Try again.
Shut up,
bitch. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you want me to shut up, girl. Try again.
He told me that Bryson was drunk and then he was control his fucking lip, girl.
Gotcha. So question though, that night everybody knew that you was Roshane's friend. I know you saying y'all not friends. Let me just finish But the point I'm making is you had made it clear. You said I don't like you because my friend don't like you. Blah blah blah. Do you still stand by that today, or like how do you feel about it like internally right now?
We went into the new year.
Okay.
I can't do it.
Things change. Okay. As of today, it's the hate love.
I agree.
Bryson, I also want to get into what you confronted Roshane that night, right?
Yes.
About you feeling like he did not connect with you, but it all stemmed from the workout. why didn't you just pull him to the side after the workout to say, like, I feel like I connected with everybody here but you? Why did you wait to do that?
Because he was very public about his facial expressions when he was doing all of these. Roshane has a I greeted everybody and everything of that nature, and Roshane just does this thing where he walks up and he has his hands up here and all this other kind of mess, and he gives his little greeting and all that, and everybody else was hello, how are you, and everything of that nature. So he seemed to, instead of being open up to everybody, he just seemed to gravitate towards the people that were already on the previous group, and then he was very closed off and gave me very snooty. And gave me very bougie the first time I met him. So I was just like,
I don't think that's true. I mean, he was very.
I understand that's your perspective, but
he just was being very young. I think what it was, I mean, you came to a workout and you didn't have a workout.
That's none of your business, and it's none of his business.
I mean, you looked like you were a part of the production team.
First of all, that doesn't matter because I already told everybody. First of all.
And you
that doesn't
like
mean.
A worker B.
Why are you so bothered about why I'm going to talk about Roshane? He asked me about my opinion about Roshane.
Right.
I understand what you're saying, but the question wasn't directed to you.
Perspective is reality.
Okay.
So
and when I'm not asking for your perspective, they asking for my perspective. You are so bothered about a question that was not asked to you. Roshane, and also, let's really clock the T. Everybody else a lot of people felt the same exact way that I did.
A lot of
Thank
people,
you. Exactly. So come at them in the same way. Don't try to say perspective and you want to have your little moment, bitch, when everybody else was shady and he said it and then he also
I didn't feel that way. Hey,
the fuck out. I'm not talking about your perspective. Please stop.
I feel like
my perspective was when I first, excuse me, we're not asking you. We're not asking you. So I'm glad that you're speaking fast this time so we can get it. But I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. They're not asking you. We're not asking you. Let me know when you're done. Timer, please. Timer, please. Anyway, he gave me a certain air, an effervescence about him. An effervescence about him that he seemed like he was better which I do also understand because it was the first time that we're meeting, and later on as we met and talked.
So after watching that scene, would you do it different? Like,
yes, I think I would have approached him.
Hold on, please. Let's move on, please.
Right. Yes. So that same night, Bryson.
Good try.
Oh my God.
Bryson, do you consider yourself an alcoholic, or do you feel like that you have a problem?
No, I don't feel like I have a problem. I just feel like I'm not mixing Kool-Aid. I want liquor. If I'm going to drink alcohol, I have a purpose of either. Now, will I go overboard?
Yes.
Yes.
I was actually.
Well, sometimes do I know my limit, or if I'm happy? No, not often necessarily all the time. But my problem is everybody's been there. Or somebody's been there at one point in time. Now, you want to get on camera all of a sudden, I'm so concerned. I don't know. You're not concerned, bitch. You just want to talk about me, and you want to say that I'm drunk or anything, which is fine. That's not a read to me. You tell me I'm drunk, or it's not a read to me. That is not a read to me. No, because when I go to the club, I go to the club. But one thing, no, I'm not debating that. But you know very well not to test me. And the only thing, hold on, is one thing about it. I might have my drink and I'm going to still continue to be my drink, but I'm still going to, and I'm like they say on Instagram. And let me tell you about this drink. I'ma have it. If I want to drink, I'm going to drink. I'm grown as fuck. I work hard. I do what I want to do. Now, my whole thing is when I get in my situation, I'm fine. But let's not act like bitches don't be sitting up here doing little shots or throwing undercut shit. I react. I'm a reactive person. I'm a very nice person, but shit like with this one. Perfect example. I will get, and what you saw.
Everybody's always brought their shit to you.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
Always brought my shit to your face, Miss Bryson.
Did you?
Tell me what happened.
So let me tell you about this hoe right here. So what happens with this one? He'll notice that I'll get drunk. Now we were in a. What Devontae will do, he knows that I'm a reactive person. So, and I don't like, and what everyone has learned about me, just be, am I wrong, Kwanzaa? Like, I'm very reactive, so I'm sensitive, right? So, what Devontae, what this bitch will do, this hoe will do, either one, whichever one is fitting, you will sit there and you will just say shit to me to get me hyped so I can say something to you because you have nothing else that you offer besides a cross leg and a shade. So that part is what I'm talking about. And that's the reason why you can sit up here and do all that. So no, you call me drunk and all that kind of, that means nothing to me. I'm gonna still, matter of fact, when I leave here, I'm gonna have another drink. And any time that I'm gonna have another drink.
So So Bryson, let's move on to the face painting. A lot of people say they didn't understand the purpose behind it. Can you give us like a 1 minute, like what was the purpose behind the face painting?
Well, I was doing a photo shoot. And my purpose was, it didn't end up translating, but the purpose was, is HIV. I met with Jamie, and I talked with Jamie about, the music that I'm releasing, I wanted it to really tell the experience about the mental, place I was when I learned about the HIV, the person I was dealing with that had HIV did not tell me.
So what was the purpose?
The purpose was, red was representing the HIV awareness, and then Jamie was doing blue to represent PrEP. And I was trying to get a tutorial because I didn't know how to do makeup. I went to Kwanzaa for her to teach us how to.
Did you feel like Kwanzaa did a good job teaching you?
I mean, honestly, no.
Well, baby.
No. I appreciated it.
Because you said in your confession you could have been on YouTube.
You said that you feel like it was just, that I be doing face painting or whatever you're doing, or just draw my little eyebrows on.
I thought you could do more. I didn't say that you couldn't do that.
One thing about it,
it took them
face painting and makeup are two different things.
Right.
Makeup is beauty.
Yes.
Face painting is something that you playing at a circus or a fair or going on. When we was there, only thing you had to do is draw 2 lines here and here and paint the inside.
So
which is basically gonna give you that square look.
Yeah.
Everybody's face is not gonna be square because I don't have a square face, shape. You don't have a square face.
Right.
So it either gonna go round or however it's gonna go how your face made.
Now, let me just say this. At the time, I did have a different expectation, to be honest, about because I thought we were going to be doing contours, I was going to be a Photoshop, and I was just like, this is going to be sick. And I do understand the reason why I got that particular way was because of what we got into.
Right.
And then I just felt like, okay, well, I just felt like some of the common sense just
we're gonna get into it.
But how it came to me,
we're gonna get
as it came
to me, I got this. Darian, at the face paint, you mentioned about you don't sleep before.
Well, for me, what I do, I eat when I want, and then at a certain time, if I know I'm gonna have sex at night, I'll start eating after a certain time. I'll use the bathroom, do what I need to do, and then,
What's the hours? I mean, that sounds like a whole process, bro.
I eat what I feed.
And a lot of people had deemed you like nasty, like you don't care. Even Darian, Devontae even said in his confession that it's just nasty as fuck.
Why the fuck are you not dishing? Why the fuck you not taking care of a pussy before you have sex? That mind blows me. So I am at this time, I'm just like, okay, so what the fuck am I doing wrong? Cause this bitch fucking up and I'm gonna take over you. And that's it. That's like, bitch, you just stuck your foot in your fucking mouth because you don't clean your fucking pussy. So let me I just took a step back. That was just not something I just talk about or just say. Why would you say that you don't clean your pussy?
So, like, what was that about? Like, can you kind of give us, like, what did you mean by you don't flee?
So, what people misinterpret was that I have a system. I eat when I want. If I know I'm going to get dick that night, I'll stop eating at a certain time.
Anyway, you're confident.
That's true. If you go on Facebook for 2 hours, that's you, girl. I don't do that.
So, honestly, do that work?
For me, yes. I haven't shit on nobody.
You haven't shit on nobody?
No.
Okay.
Did you do the pure preliminary?
No, but I was fucked up.
Okay.
Oh, girl, you don't get none of that. You get pus. Woo.
I didn't say it was funny at all.
Oh, girl, people chuckle, so I guess it was funny. Let's continue.
So Kwanzaa. So let's get back into that. Let's get back into you and Daria, Bryson. A lot of people say you were small-minded because you said you don't like tarot card reading. Like, why don't you like tarot card reading?
Because I'm not about to open a door that I don't want to, receive. I mean, I know that they say that you can do the good tarot card reading and it's bad. I just don't want to get into all of it. If I wanted to, get into it, I want to be fully into it. Not just doing something just for
What's the difference between the good and the bad?
Okay, like one of my friends, she did tarot card reading and she asked for the good stuff, like, what's her future about the good, in her life. Mm-hmm. And, some people go and ask for the bad. Or they give you the good and the bad.
Okay, so that's not what you said.
But that's not what I said.
Hoodoo is what you said. Hoodoo.
Yeah, right. That's what I said.
Hoodoo is real though.
It is real.
I Googled it.
It's real.
But but Bryson also too. I want to get into that, and that's kind of how you and Bryson got into it, right? Mm-hmm. And Bryson said Kwanzaa was teetering between two places.
Right. Kwanzaa's calling me of the devil and God. She is teetering between two things. We already know what that is already. Think about it. Okay.
And a lot of people said you was transphobic because they felt like you was attacking that she transition. Mm-hmm. What did you have to say about that?
For one, phobia with me, I'm scared. I'm not scared of Kwanzaa at any point in time.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not transphobic. It was where she said that it was the comment that you made when we were talking, and you noticed that I stopped and was like, what the fuck? Because I was like, well, tarot card reading. The problem was that you was just like, oh, so you do both, huh? No,
so you gonna be on both sides.
You gonna be on both sides. Explain that.
No,
tell me what that means.
I didn't do so.
It was so matter of factual. Like you had already pinned that on, or you teetering between God and the devil. And I was like, what the heck? So you worship both, huh? So I was just like, okay, so, and that was very offensive to me because my relationship with God and everything that I've gone through is very serious to me. And for you to question just because I like to deal with the study of the stars, which is astrology, I didn't say astrology and the stars and everything of that nature, just because you don't feel a certain kind of way doesn't mean that I don't. And there are other people that also share the same community because it was actually a 50-50 or people that are agreeing with me and agreeing with you. And I did go below the belt and say, well, you know what, you trying to say that I'm teetering between God and the devil, which I felt like was a direct attack on my character. That I was just saying, you being a man, that you were being a woman that was born as a male at the particular time, and you were transitioned or you were at your place. I felt like that was my opportunity to be like, well, you should understand about teetering, and that was wrong, and I do apologize about that.
And I apologize for what I said about you teetering between the two of the side and the other side.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I like that. So I also want to ask the group: do y'all feel like Bryson is transphobic? Because a lot of people say he was.
He just is sensitive.
Yes.
I literally just overall, like I would just say this: Bryson is really like the most insensitive, not hurtful person that I have met in life. Like literally, he says stuff just because that's how he feels about it. Yeah. But he literally does not think about how it may affect you or Mary or the little lamb or the lady of Kwanzaa. He doesn't. He literally just thinks about how I feel about the situation and he says it.
I don't think he's transphobic. I think what happens a lot of times, and we've seen it throughout the season, is if you gonna go low, Bryson gonna go lower. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, bitch, you gonna hit me in my stomach, bitch? I'm gonna punch you in your big toe. Like, no, he's gonna go that way. And I feel like a lot of people weren't ready for that. They're ready for the face-to-face shady. They not gonna be ready for what Bryson gonna come with.
What he gonna say? And on that note, guys, we will be back with more Real Life and Philanthropy Reunion Season 2.
Yeah, it was good flow.
We used to the hospital.
Okay.
We used to take a break. I need to change my shoes.
No, you should have been there. I just went to.
No, I said when he gets to the hot stove, I need to change my shoes.
Oh, you want to leave?
No, change my whole outfit.
I put tennis shoes on.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, who fighting?
What you gotta say? Ain't no games being played. We on the mission, so it's no tea, no shade. Real life, real life. What you gotta say? Ain't no games being played. We on the mission, so it's no tea, no shade. I'm on my way to the top, and I ain't gonna never, ever, ever, ever stop.